Hi friends, today we're on the second part of lesson 3. So you should be on the same page we were doing yesterday. And we're going to finish labeling our landforms and bodies of water. So far, we have done a mountain. Mountains are high with steep sides and peaks at the top. Valleys are low pieces of land in between mountains and hills. A river is the first body of water we've done, and a river is a flowing body of water that might go between land, but it is always moving and it goes into a bigger body of water like a lake or an ocean. An island is a landform that is completely surrounded by water. So there's water all around it. And a peninsula is almost like an island, except it's almost completely surrounded by water. It's not totally surrounded by water. See how on this peninsula there's water over here, there's water over here, and over here. But on this side, see how there's a house here? If you were living in that house, you could walk out of your house and go over here because this is the land. So it's still connected to land, which an island is not. An island has no land connected to it. So let's keep going. The next in my word bank is hill. So let's try to find a hill. See if you can find the hill. I think I see the hill. These look like hills to me. They're not as high as a mountain, but they are still elevated pieces of land. They're still higher than the land around it. So I'm going to say this is a hill. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you. And do you see what it's pointing to? So we're writing it on the line, and it's pointing right here to the hills. And I'm going to cross off hill. Next, I have lake. Let's try to find the lake. Okay, lake's a body of water. We have two bodies of water left. We have right here, and we have the spot right here. Remember, a lake is completely surrounded by land. So I see land over here. There's a peninsula. See land over here. It looks like some flat land, so maybe this might be some plains. So this body of water is completely surrounded by land. So I think this might be the lake. It's a freshwater body of water. So there's fresh water. It's not salt water, and it's completely surrounded by land. So you could write lake down. Next, I have ocean. I only have one body of water left on this map, and it's right here. This would be the ocean. If you look, I see the river, and the river leads into the lake, and a lake can lead into an ocean. Now, I have a camp up on the St. Lawrence River, and this is a big river. It's not as small as this river. So we have a house up there, and the St. Lawrence River flows and flows and flows into a lake, Lake Ontario. So the river flows into the lake just like it does here. This river is flowing into the lake, and then that lake, Lake Ontario, eventually leads to the Atlantic Ocean. And just like here, the river is leading to the lake, and the lake is leading to the ocean. So this right here is the ocean. Oopsie. And an ocean is a saltwater system, so animals or fish who need to live in salt water would live in an ocean. Next in my word bank, I have plain. So a plain, if we remember, is a flat piece of land with not many trees or anything. So I'm looking for a flat piece of land. Okay, so let's look at what ones I have left. I have this. Oh, I forgot. I said ocean was the last body of water. It wasn't. I have this little body of water. I have a line right here I could write on, and this land looks pretty flat. And then I have this here. This is a high up piece of land. It's an elevated piece of land that looks like it's steep like a mountain, but it's flat on top. Is that a plain? No, that would be a plateau. Plains are flat pieces of land with not many trees, and it's good for driving and walking and planting. So I think our plain would be right here. So I'm going to write plain right on that line, and I'm crossing it off in my word bank. Oops. I have two left. I have my last body of water here. We said this was a lake. Now this would be a pond. A pond is the smallest body of water. It's pretty much just a small lake. It's also completely surrounded by water. It's just smaller than a lake. So it's like a lake, but smaller. A pond. I'm crossing that off in the word bank. And my very last blank here is a plateau. A plateau is a raised piece of land, so it's higher than the land around it, which you could see. It's higher than the plains. It's higher than these hills, so it's a high piece of land that's flat on the top. Kind of like a mountain that's high, but a mountain goes up to a peak, a point. It doesn't go flat like a plateau. So here you would write plateau. So we've got this all filled out, and now the fun part comes. We get to color it. So we need to use our color key here. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Our color key. So my plateaus have to be red. So I find my plateau, and I'm going to color my plateau red. So you're going to need your crayons for this. If you don't already have them, get your crayons out. So I'm coloring over here red. Okay, my plateau. Now if you see, it looks like I have a plateau over here. Look, a raised piece of land that goes flat on the top. So I'm going to color over here red too. All right, those are my plateaus. Let's see how much time I have left. All right, I'm going to finish up in a couple minutes, and I'll let you keep working on this by yourself. So I'm going to just cross off plateau. I did that. Now green, my hills, my islands, my mountains, and my peninsula are going to be green. All right, so changing my color to green. First, my hills. Here are my hills. Remember, you could find the word hill and find the arrow. My hills are right here. Your island should be green, so find your island. And I'm just going to color a little bit. I don't want to cover up the trees. The peninsula should be green. So this is my peninsula here. It's the part that's almost covered by water. Again, I'm not going to cover the whole thing because I want you to still be able to see the trees and the house there. And the mountains should be green. So I'm going to go ahead and color my mountains. Green. And you can pause me and go a head if you would like to. What else needs to be green? What are the valleys? Are the valleys green? Let me double check. Nope, valley will be yellow. Make sure you don't color the valley green. The valley is going to be right here. You're going to need a little spot for yellow. So our mountains, our hills, our island, peninsula, that's all green. Next, I'm on to yellow. And I'm coloring my plain yellow and the valley. I'm going to do the valley first. Right here is the valley, guys. The valley is this land right here in the middle of the hills and the mountains. So that's your valley. And your plain is all over here, but this is also all flat land, so I could color all over here yellow as well. I'm just going to pause myself. I'm going to color and I'll unpause, and your drawing should match mine. All right, so here you can see my plains over here, the plains over here, and my valley are all yellow. Make sure yours matches that. And finally, I'm on to blue. My lake, ocean, pond, and river need to be blue. So first I'm going to go through with my river. My river goes into my lake. And I'm going to keep coloring this. I'm going to pause, and you can see what it looks like when I unpause myself. Alrighty, friends. That's what mine looks like. Yours should look pretty similar. If you want to see the real picture of how it should look, it should be a little bit like that. That one's a little easier to see. So you have your plateaus in red, your mountains and hills and peninsula and island in green, your plains and valley in yellow, and your river, lake, ocean, and pond in blue. Your last part of this lesson is, let me flip this around, is right here. You have to draw a line to match the picture to the landform or body of water. So you're going to look at the picture and match it to the word. You have mountain, river, peninsula, valley, ocean. I'll give you a little hint. This right here is talking about the land down here in the middle, that low part. The low part in between mountains and hills would be a valley. So you draw a line just like that. So I want you to go through and match the picture to the words. All right, that's all I have for you. Bye.